I've been to Sapporo 5 times. I'll briefly introduce some places to visit, restaurants to try, and bars to grab a drink. Some require reservations or waiting in line, but most don't. Let's start with ramen. First is Menya Saimi, ranked number 1 on Tabe log for Sapporo ramen. It's located a bit far from downtown. You can take the Blue Toho line and get off at Misuno Station. You have to invest some time just to eat this ramen. I went there when I rented a car. It was midsummer and really hot, but people were lined up before it even opened. I had to order a drink as soon as I got in. The taste is fantastic, and the miso ramen has great balance. The ginger topping and all the ingredients blend smoothly without overpowering each other. However, unless you're willing to endure the hassle for high-quality ramen, there are plenty of satisfying options downtown, so you might want to skip it. Next is Ramen Road at the Shin Chitose airport. About 10 shops are packed together on the 3rd floor of the domestic terminal. Since it's before security, it was crowded with Japanese business travelers, local tourists, and foreign visitors. Most of the shops are open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Based on Tabe log, Yebisu Bar Yaki has the highest score at 3.59. The wait times vary slightly from shop to shop. Higher Tabe log scores didn't necessarily mean longer lines. I waited about 5 minutes at Yukiyakari before eating. I ordered the green onion miso ramen. It had a ton of green onions, but it wasn't too pungent and went really well with the miso ramen. It felt comforting. Lastly, spicy ramen. It's Karai Ramen 14. I went around 7 p.m. on a weekend and walked right in without any line. Here's the menu. Overall, it's perfect when you're craving something spicy. The flavor itself is top-notch and can hold its own anywhere. It maintains a solid 3.52 rating on Tabe log. I recommend their standard Sapporo spicy miso. The rich miso ramen felt a bit thick with chili powder. Spice level 4 is slightly spicier than Shin ramyun. Level 6 and above can be overwhelmingly spicy. So unless you're a spice fanatic, I'd avoid going that high. Just buy a ticket from the machine and hand it to the owner. A is spicy miso, B is rich miso, and C and D are shoyu and Shio Ramen, respectively. Besides these, there are many ramen shops open late into the night in every alley. Since Japan is the home of ramen, you're guaranteed above average taste anywhere. So I highly recommend grabbing a bowl after some drinks. Second is sushi. True to Hokkaido's reputation for fresh seafood, the sheer quality of the ingredients creates incredible sushi. First is Sushi Sohei. It's located near Maruyama Koen Station, slightly away from the city center. There seem to be many high-end sushi spots around Maruyama Koen. At Sushi Sohei, you can't take photos of the tsumami, but you can take pictures of the drinks and nigiri. It had a very comfortable vibe, even for dining solo. The ingredients are extremely fresh. They serve a variety like squid, uni, and shrimp. The shaori varies by piece. Some used red vinegar, some didn't. The portion was generous enough to leave you quite full after the tsumami, nigiri, and finishing with anago and gyoku. Since it was my first day, I just had 1 tokuri of akabu sake. I ordered 2 extra pieces. Next is Sushi Kai. It offered a relaxed atmosphere for enjoying drinks comfortably. The seasonal ingredients were so fresh they tasted great without extra seasoning. The chef is highly skilled at aging the fish for maximum umami. They have a wide variety of drinks. I even ordered a bottle of champagne. The chef mentioned they didn't have aramasa or jikon, which are popular in both Korea and Japan. They mostly recommended local sake, and it was great because it cost around 10,000 won for 180 milliliters. If you ask for a recommendation, they suggest something similar to what others are drinking, and it paired perfectly with the food. Next is Sushi Shota. It's supposedly famous for its tuna. It had a slightly more solemn atmosphere compared to the previous sushi spots. The chef also had more charisma. An Asian American guy was sitting next to me, and he seemed extremely satisfied with the serious vibe, great drinks, and sushi. He even talked to me saying how delicious it was. I also got some sake recommendations here. I was able to try a wider variety of sake that I hadn't seen elsewhere. As a tuna specialty place, I tasted everything from akami to chutoro and otoro, and the other ingredients were also top tier. I loved that they served a variety of clams. They didn't have any fishy smell, and the texture was fantastic. Looking back, it must have been really good because I drank a wide variety of alcohol. I remember the guy next to me and I both turning red in the face, and then I drank more when I got back to my room. Next is Wakichi. This place feels a bit more welcoming for foreigners. They provide explanations with pictures and English text. The pictures made it feel much more approachable. The flavors are a bit sharper compared to the other places. Both the acidity and seasoning are a bit stronger, which perfectly suited my taste. This is Robatayaki Kagari. I booked it through Tabelog. They also have an Instagram, so you can check that out. You can enjoy charcoal-grilled genshiyaki and various types of sashimi. I ordered the course menu and, again, I had plenty of different sake. The atmosphere is lovely, so I highly recommend it for couples. It was a fulfilling course with various grilled fish, veggies, chicken, meat, and rice in a great setting. And we couldn't skip dessert. Moving on to beer and liquor. First is the beer festival. They turn about 5 or 6 blocks of Odori Park entirely into a beer festival zone. It seemed like each block was assigned to booths for Suntory Premium Malts, Asahi, Kirin, Sapporo, and international or craft beers. It feels like a massive after-work gathering spot for locals, especially office workers. I was able to drink Sapporo, Yebisu, and even Sorachi. Personally, I find the Sorachi hop flavor to be pleasantly bitter, yet very clean. For Yebisu, I tried the dark beer. It felt like a giant company dinner party, which was awesome. The best part is being able to try various beers cheaply in a lively, bustling atmosphere. You don't necessarily need to travel to Sapporo just for the beer festival, but since it runs for almost 4 weeks, if your schedule is close, I highly recommend tweaking it to catch the festival. There are simple snacks available, but I wouldn't really recommend them. Next is Motsuno Asadachi. They have a variety of dishes, from small offal hot pots to chicken liver pate, offal skewers, and mapo tofu. They even have ginseng liquor and snake liquor. I'm not sure if people actually drink it. I was too scared, so I quietly drank my sake. Next is Half Note. You could call it a piano jazz bar. I quietly slipped in while the performance was going on. The owner greeted me politely. I had a glass of beer and a glass of hibiki. 2 white-haired gentlemen were listening to the music. I was able to enjoy a drink in a truly peaceful atmosphere. They say there are months with vocal performances, so I'd love to go back if the dates align. This is the Sapporo Beer Museum, I'll tell you up front. If you plan to visit here thinking you'd get to drink delicious beer, you should change your itinerary right now. They do have beer tasting, but I didn't think it tasted good at all. It's better to treat it as a tour of the Sapporo brewery's history. The exhibits are quite informative. You can easily learn how beer was first introduced to Japan and how the Sapporo logo evolved over time. Information signs are well translated into multiple languages and pamphlets are available. Next is the Yebisu Bar. I strongly recommend drinking your beer here. It is incredibly delicious. They sell a base of 4 standard beers and 4 mixed beer cocktails made by blending 2 types together for a total of 8 core options. Aside from those, they also have 2 or 3 seasonal specialty beers. I'm the type who loves picking up Yebisu beer from convenience stores, but the draft beer at the Yebisu Bar is easily 2 or 3 times better. It made me realize what true, untiring crispness is. You can just gulp it down like water. I was quite full from a big meal, so I couldn't drink much, but next time, I think I'll try the all-you-can-drink menu they seem to have. This time it's a sake tasting room. You can taste various types of sake from Kamikawa Daisetsu Brewery and Tokachi Brewery at a very reasonable price. It's located right in the middle of downtown Sapporo. The glasses were beautiful and designed to bring out the aroma perfectly. The owner explains everything, using a map that shows the locations of each brewery. I had a few glasses. but the most memorable one was a sparkling namazake. It was stored in a key keg, allowing you to drink the namazake incredibly fresh, just like draft beer. Next is a barbecue place. There are many famous spots with long lines, but I'll recommend a place where you can eat great food without the wait. This is Shio Horumon 712. It's a spot where you can try different types of yakiniku on your own personal grill. They also offer an all-you-can-drink menu. There's rarely a line, the owner is super friendly, and the food is delicious. Started off with a bear, and the personal grill is brought out. The simple otoshi was meat steamed in miso, really high in protein. I ordered a set that included beef tongue and added extra onions and green onions. It was incredibly good and had no gamminess at all. Japan takes its rice seriously. The fluffy, slightly sweet rice paired flawlessly with the meat. The menu has both meat and plenty of offal. The aorta was surprisingly delicious. It seems the 29th is meat day because of the Japanese wordplay for meat. Niku. Be careful when doing all you can drink. It's dangerous to black out while traveling. I actually visited here twice. Number 5 is cafes. First is Roquefort Cafe. I stop by for a quick rest every time I visit Sapporo. The interior really puts your mind at ease. Along the wall are coffee cups and various CDs, and they constantly play relaxing music. The coffee menu is quite diverse. You can choose your beans with options like Brazil, Kenya, and Ethiopia. As for the taste, it seems Japan generally prefers their coffee brewed strong. The coffee was very bold. They have simple cakes as well. Located near Odori Park, it's perfect for a quick break. Next is Trio Coffee Club. This is a cafe I stumbled upon most recently. It has a slightly heavier, calmer vibe than the previous one. The music is also quieter but more grand. The coffee is even more bitter and intense. The owner's demeanor matches the cafe's atmosphere perfectly. He seemed like someone with a lot of gravitas. I definitely want to visit this one again. Just know beforehand that the coffee is incredibly strong. I want to briefly introduce a spot popular with local office workers. I absolutely love mala flavor. It seems mala is quite popular in Japan too. I saw office workers lined up during lunch, so I gave it a try, and the mala was intensely rich and spicy. Since I was traveling, I wasn't stressed, but the flavor was intense enough to relieve all the stress of a typical office worker. The spring rolls on the side were also excellent. It's a tiny shop in a small restaurant arcade. It's a yakisoba place frequented by salarymen. It wasn't just office workers. There were many construction and road workers dining there too. You can adjust the portion size here, and if you see the extra large serving, you'll wonder if the owner is trying to pick a fight with you. It almost feels like a challenge asking, can you really finish this? They add a simple seasoning. You can then add more sauces from the table to your liking. It's definitely not a gourmet flavor, but it's an experience unique to Japan, so I recommend dropping by when you're feeling hungry. I'll probably go back myself. Next is Hokkaido University. Japan refers to 7 major national universities established before World War II as the former Imperial University. Hokkaido University is one of those 7. The campus grounds are incredibly beautiful. A main road lined with old trees refreshingly cuts right through the campus. It's perfect not only for taking a walk, but also for jogging. They say the poplar trees are famous and the ginkgo trees turn a beautiful color in the fall. I actually went for a run there myself. I saw many students and staff jogging as well. Going back and forth a couple of times easily racks up 4 to 5 kilometers. During the Tokyo Olympics, it was so hot in Tokyo that the marathon was held in Sapporo instead, and the actual course included roads within the Hokkaido University campus. Knowing that made my run feel even better. Hokkaido has several hot spring towns. The ones I visited were Jozankei, which is less than an hour from Sapporo, and Noboribetsu, about 2 hours away. The main advantage of Jozankei is its proximity to Sapporo. Another fun perk is the cute kappa mascots scattered throughout the town. Noboribetsu is one of Japan's premier hot spring destinations, not just in Hokkaido. The distinct sulfur smell, like egg yolks, constantly fills the entire town 24 hours a day. The hot spring water itself is incredible. There's a well-maintained walking and sightseeing path that lets you easily explore the thermal valley around the town. A day trip for hot springs is great, but I highly recommend spending a night in either Jozankei or Noboribetsu. First is the Kuriyasuizan Ryokan in Jozankei. It's an all-inclusive ryokan, and I visited twice, in July and August. It was so relaxing that I definitely want to return. Though it seems the prices have gone up quite a bit since then, you can reserve a shuttle bus in advance through their website. I recall boarding it near Odori Park. Upon arrival, they serve simple tea and snacks and help you check in right there. That potato dish was so savory, possibly made with butter, and had a milky, delicious flavor. I stayed in a standard room. Visiting in the summer meant the trees outside the window looked fantastic. The overall landscaping is beautifully designed. They provide snacks too. Meals include both dinner and breakfast the next day. It's a full-course meal. The menu seems to change monthly, and overall I loved getting to taste a variety of incredibly fresh Hokkaido vegetables and seafood. They serve sake in a tokuri, and for a small extra fee, you can affordably try about 6 different types of sake. At night, simple snacks and drinks are set up in the lobby, which are also complimentary. Even though it was summer, the nights in Jozankei weren't too hot, making it perfect. When you wake up, they prepare another full feast for breakfast. You could request umeboshi, natto, raw egg and seaweed. I also took the shuttle bus back to Sapporo, which was very convenient. Next is Noboribetsu. The sightseeing walking trails are well designed, and sometimes they feature little quizzes along the way. It truly gives off a charming, uniquely Japanese vibe. Of course, the sulfur scent is ever present. The accommodation is Daiichi Takimotokan. It feels much more like a massive resort hotel than a traditional ryokan, but it exceeded my expectations. For starters, it's very clean. It's super convenient because everything you need is inside. The massive public bath was especially impressive. There were over 30 different baths. The open-air section alone had 3 or 4 varieties. Dinner and breakfast are served buffet style. While not spectacularly gourmet, the seafood options were very tasty. You could even make your own kaisenden. I ate 2 bowls. I thought about pretending to work out, but the tiny gym and its treadmill were under repair. What a relief. Oh, if you spot this beer at a 7-Eleven, give it a try. It caught me off guard with how good it was. I'm jealous you can get such a tasty IPA at a convenience store there. Anyway, I highly recommend the sulfur-scented Noboribetsu. If you rent a car, definitely visit Shakotan. In fact, renting a car just to visit Shakotan is a great idea. The picturesque scenery will leave you in awe. The weather changes quite rapidly. It gets cloudy, but then a bright blue sky appears in no time. It's extremely windy. Feeling such cool wind in the hot summer was like standing in front of an AC, and it instantly boosted my mood. It's famous for its ocean colored in a deep sapphire blue. Staring at the wide-open ocean view makes you feel incredibly refreshed. I was a bit bummed because it was somewhat cloudy that day. But if I go again, I hope to see a cloudless sky. The drive there is a bit tough, as it takes about 2.5 hours by car. Japanese drivers are so skilled. They zoom down 2-lane roads with no median barrier. Even the tunnels lacked medians. I ended up getting a lot of unplanned driving practice. The scenery along the drive was undeniably gorgeous, but booking one of the many day tours from Sapporo is also a great option. If Shakotan feels too far, I recommend Zenibako Beach and the adjacent Sunset Beach. I just happened to pass by in my rental car. I parked briefly in a private lot to enjoy the view. There were plenty of locals surfing, and the weather and ocean colors were absolutely artistic. I also bought some ice cream. Overall, the water at the beach didn't seem too deep. If you bring your gear, it looks like an amazing spot for a swim. Plus, it wasn't crowded at all. It really made me appreciate how pristine the natural environment is. By the way, out of all the places I stayed, Keio Plaza Hotel Sapporo offered the best value for money. Access to the gym and pool was also reasonably priced. The view, stretching from Hokkaido University all the way to the northern horizon, was fantastic. There are many other places I've been, and even more left to explore. Roquefort is a great confectionery store for picking up souvenirs. Morohaku is the best place for trying various sake. You can pull fortune slips for the new year at Hokkaido Shrine, though be careful, as bears have been spotted there. I even had a great time checking out the Sapporo Costco. I wonder where my next trip will take me. Have a great day, everyone.